But as a way forward, would you have some specific things that you think the government could do to protect Nigerians, including Christians? What could be done to protect Nigerians that the government is not doing currently?
Well, unfortunately, I only have to say in God alone is our trust. God alone is our trust, because the government as presently constituted cannot even protect its own government officials, not to talk of protect Christians. Yes, Christians are the most vulnerable now, since most of these bandits are determined to bring about Islamic rule. They are not among the leadership of Islamic groups in Nigeria, definitely. They claim to have Islamic inspiration for their nefarious activities. And everywhere they go, every territory they take over, they foist the Islamic Caliphate flag. There's a particular flag, if you Google it, you will see, meaning we have taken over. And then they will insist on running the place by Sharia.
Have there been some success stories in that regard, that they have captured or taken over some specific territories?
Sure. As we speak, swaths of territories in northern Nigeria are no-go areas except for them. Meaning swaths of territory that I, as a priest, as a Christian, cannot go into, because they have taken over, they have foisted their flag. There are swaths of territories in Borno State, for example, in Zamfara State, for example, where the citizens are forced to pay taxes to Boko Haram, taxes to bandits, if they are to carry on legitimate activity like going to their farm. They will have to pay taxes to these people. I'm not able to give you the number or the geographical dimension, the size, but swaths of territories here and there that the average person cannot go to, that even government official, if the governor of the state wants to go there, he will need a battalion of military to be able to go to that area. We had a case, was it early this year or late last year, where 39 farmers were slaughtered. They had their throats slashed. Their offense was that they went to farm. Many of them are Christians, but you also have Muslims among those who are being killed. When it just started, most of the people who are being killed were Christians. Churches who are being burnt down were Christian churches. But it degenerated, and it now became everybody who is not one of them. When it started, even the moderate Muslims either were too scared to speak out, or they sympathized with these people, so they kept quiet. So part of the way this thing blossomed and became a wildfire is that at the beginning, 2009, 2010, 2011, many moderate Muslims in northern Nigeria kept quiet. I think, in my opinion, at that time, they thought that it is only us Christians who will be victims. Now, when you ignore a wildfire, it will consume you yourself. So what has now happened is that it is not only Christian schools. From beginning with Christian churches, we have now ended up at a stage where mosques are being sacked, Islamic schools are being sacked, in addition to Christian schools. When it started, they would hijack a bus traveling on the road and tell all Muslims to get out and kill all the Christians there. That is how it started. Now, they will kidnap everybody in the bus and ask for ransom. And if they don't get the ransom, they can kill all of them.
So in your view, there is nothing that can be done specifically to protect Nigerians, in your view? Is God we trust?
Under the present dispensation, what appears to be ideological compromise, what appears to be the unwillingness to take drastic action and face the consequences. The consequence may be that you are not popular in your area, but to do the right thing, that willingness to do the right thing doesn't seem to be there. And unfortunately, the criminals are gaining more ground by the day. I don't know if you heard that just 4 days ago, the criminals downed an Air Force plane. So we are no longer just dealing with ground level troops anymore. We are dealing with people who have the capacity to either launch a grenade, rockets, or something to bring down a fighter jet. So it has gone to another level. I mean, I'm aware of El Shabaab in Mombasa area in Eastern Africa, but I am not aware that they are able to bring down fighter jets.
Going forward, what do you visualize then for Christians in Nigeria in these areas, given the state of things as you describe them?
I told you before, I look up to the heavens. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. That's all I can say, because as a Christian in Nigeria today, as a Christian living in northern Nigeria today, I do not have anything to look up to as anything coming from government to be able to protect me. Just last week, 7 days ago, a major general in the army, who was until recently the provost marshal of the Nigerian Nigerian army, meaning a top-level military officer, was brutally shot and killed on the road as he was traveling 2 hours away from Abuja. His sister that was with him in the car was kidnapped. Till now, no news about her. He was brutally shot and killed. A major general in the army, former provost marshal. And we have had such high-level people that are just killed like chicken. So what kind of hope do you think that I have if I step out of my house that I cannot be killed? That's why I say to your question, I look up to the sky from where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. All Christians in Nigeria today, that's all we can say. Lord, help us, because the government of the day cannot help us. We have also cried to the international community that, look, even if the government does not ask for help, see the number of people who are dying. Can you imagine that over 1,000 people are being killed every month? And we are not at war. There is no declared war. There is what is called low-intensity conflict and high-intensity conflict. By the time you have more than 1,000 people being killed every month, it is no longer low-intensity. It is high-intensity conflict. And yet, our government has not declared that, look, we are at a state of war. When the helicopter was shot down last week, the report that came from the Air Force itself, I'm quoting the Air Force, that the plane went for a mission and found itself in enemy territory. How can you be speaking of enemy territory in your own country?